Barney, not you too.
I'm not a zombie, but hey, when in Rome. Wow, George Washington!
Take that, Washington. Eat lead, Einstein. Show's over, Shakespeare.
Is this the end of zombie Shakespeare?
I'm surprised that the logo here remained on screen. Usually, when you let emulator or whatever idle, OBS, I guess, loses sight of it. Don't mind me, I'm pouring water. Hello, and happy Saturday. Welcome to Saikoro's Gaming Station, where we rate how pictures function. Serenity now. So, I've been on a retro kick this week. A good retro kick. I never just stream shit just for like I need to stream something. I would say that makes up like 5% of my overall stream. Make sure I'm turning off the right thing. My overall stream language. I always want something to have a purpose. And this week, I mean, I'm not really going to get into it. If anybody's interested as to what's going on, just look at previous streams from this week, starting, today's the 15th, which is Saturday, starting on literally the beginning of this week, the 10th. Just look back at my streaming library. You'll get plenty of context, trust me. So, whenever the chips are down, whenever the cards start falling, I always go, I think we all do this, but I always go for comfort, like comfort food. Like, you know, a girl has a breakup and she goes for like a tub of ice cream. A dude has a shitty day at work and he goes to the bar with his friends and cheers, right? So since I'm a nerd, a geek, whatever, I went for retro games, namely Super Mario World. That game is special to me. And I just started gravitating toward it. So, as I was streaming this week, talking to my regulars and, you know, just working through things and talking about retro, and I call this Retro and Reminisce for a reason. I was thinking, I'm like, you know, Saturdays are usually shorter for me. I usually do like a 90-minute to 2-hour stream on Saturdays. Throughout the week, it's usually like 3 to 4 hours, So I always try and keep it within that time window, right? But for today, I was like, I never really do kind of like a dual game stream at the same time. I always have one thing running. So today, I figured, since we're doing retro, let's go with, by current standards, a sadly forgotten one. But not just the arcade version, but the Super Nintendo version of Killer Instinct. Now, I'm doing this because we were streaming Super Nintendo pretty much all week. We did Super Mario World, as I just mentioned, so let's do Killer Instinct on the SNES. But let us then compare it to the arcade version. Because the SNES conversion, I should say, not version, conversion of Killer Instinct is actually pretty good. But man, oh man, let me tell you something. When you compare it directly to the arcade version, oh. So I think what we'll do is we'll do some like side-by-side comparisons, like direct comparisons, and then we'll do a little bit of a playthrough, and then we'll go to the other version on a playthrough. So this is the SNES version right here. I remember this came with the CD soundtrack pack in, which I still have, the Killer Cut CD. So let's see here. Difficulty. We always put this on 1. Ah, Dukes! What's up, man? Easy combo breakers. L, Y, X. L, Y, X. There we go. Blitz bar. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. This is a very faithful conversion, by the way. This is really cool. So I always go Orchid. Oh my god, dude, the character selection screen. Jago, TJ Combo, Spinal Thunder, Lasius, Fulgor, Cinder, Saberwolf, and Orchid. There we go. Gotta do purple! Dude, comparatively? Jesus. Oh, shit. I'm not doing so well here. What? Okay, hold on a sec here. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. I done fucked up. Hold on. Yeah, dude, this is kind of rough, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I thought the stream would be, like, a good idea, and I'm kind of regretting my choice right now. Oh, uh-huh. Okay, so it's the actual... I did the actual triggers. Okay. XL... Okay, I can't have that right now. So, weak. Okay, we should have it now. Of course I'm the purple one. Come on, man, that's my calling card. Jesus, you guys should know this by now. I like how it says hot on the side. Yeah, dude, this is... Oh my god. There we go. Dude, this is, This is... Ugh. There's even slowdown. Yeah, dude, this is... Oh my god. This is, Alright. I think... Dude, we're just gonna go one more character here. Gotcha. Triple. Yeah, dude, this is not very good. This is what happens when nostalgia glasses, like, kind of hint, or I would say taint, what you remember. Wow. Okay, now don't get me wrong, man. Like, this is very faithful. This is as good as you could get on the SNES. No, dude, this is 1995. Okay. Now wait a minute. Hold on. Let's do this again. Okay, hold on. Remember, 1995. Okay. You'll see the purpose of today's stream here. Available in 1995 for Nintendo Ultra 64. Okay, so we're gonna leave it there. Now, with a little bit of magic, that's the arcade version. All right? Just have a listen. Hold on. Dude, look at the fucking difference, man. Like, holy shit. Oh my god. I'm getting some serious goosebumps right now, man. My hair on my forearms is standing up.
Available for your home in 1995. Only on Nintendo Ultra 64.
Jesus.
Killer Instinct.
So now...
Killer Instinct.
Dude, look at the difference! Oh my god!
Orchid. DJ. Fight already.
Dude, the difference is insane. Dude, what are you talking? You are so busting balls, dude. 3-bit graphics? All right, stop. This is not 3 bits. I'm taking offense to that. Keep in mind that what you're looking at here is one of the first arcade games of its kind. This was the very first arcade game to feature a hard drive. I don't know the actual bits. I would say 16-bit, but if you look back at the technical specs for this game, it actually contained a hard drive, which, as you can see, allows for the, it's all pre-rendered, so think of like, trying to think, like any type of like pre-rendered scene from like 90s film with like a computer graphic in it, like Jurassic Park. He's like, he didn't say the magic word. And all that 3D stuff, like, it's pre-rendered. Like, if you've ever seen, oh, fuck, what was the name of that show? Oh my god, I am so picturing it in my head, but I can't recall the name of it. Shit. No, yeah, dude, Newman, right? Newman? Why'd you fuck up Jurassic Park? Oh, shit. Hold on a second. Like the name is literally 90s. That's it right there. Reboot. That was the name of the show in the 90s. It was called Reboot. And now I don't necessarily remember the premise of it, but I believe it was like life inside a computer system, but that was pre-rendered. So what Killer Instinct did is it took the notion of being pre-rendered, but since the arcades didn't have that style of technology, they faked it. So they turned all those pre-renders into sprites, and if you pay close attention to how the background moves... Shit, I'm messing up my combo. Hold on a sec here. Let me do this here. There we go. So they essentially turned pre-render perspectives and animations into frames, and they put it all together. There we go. And what we have is this. The first of its kind, more or less the only one of its kind. Killer Instinct 2. Killer Instinct 2 took the stylization to a new level, but it's not the same as this. You can hire him on Cameo to do video calls. I got a fellow sci-fi fan that would love a birthday greeting from Newman. Dude, that's awesome! I mean, you know, I think, like, if you look at the cast, like, he's like, yeah, I'm a B-grade cast member. Sure, yeah, I'll do it. Like, you ask Drew Seinfeld, or, like, George, or Elaine, or Kramer to do it. They're like, nah, I deserve more than that. And Newman's like, come on, I'm still here. But yeah, dude, Killer Instinct here, like, we'll go back to the SNES version, so help me now. Just again to compare the two side by side. Now, this is a very unfair comparison. However, it needs to be shown because, you know, this is 1995. Not a lot of people will play Killer Instinct today through emulation means, but more importantly, like, the SNES is somewhat lost to time now. I mean, you know, you have diehards like myself who still advocate for this and games preservation. These are games that are easily forgotten to time. Killer... So, just for some context here, 2.5D. Okay, so the arcade version here is 94. And the SNES version is 95. Oh, what? Ken Lobb, during his time at Namco, the ground for Killer Instinct started as Namco's fighting game project with an early planning stage called Melee. Master Killer Instinct core gameplay were influenced from fighting games, World Heroes, and Fatal Fury. Okay, so hold on a second. Put the money together, I'm going to go with Norman, who played Holly on Red Dwarf. Huh, I don't even know what that is. Red Dwarf. Red Dwarf. We talked about this before. I just don't remember exactly what it was. All right, let's beat the crap out of a dinosaur. Dude, this is just fucking... This still looks really good, man. That's right! That's right! You and Lurks talked about that quite a bit. Ah! Well, rightfully so. Like, it's a cult classic. I mean, I'm nuts about cult classic stuff. Dude, he's actually putting up a fight. Holy shit. There we go. Ah, I almost got it. Yeah!
Supreme victory.
Yeah, that's not sexualized in any shape or form. All right, so let's go back to the SNES version. God help me. So, dude, this is rough, man. This is a rough comparison. Ugh. I mean, right away. Wait a minute. Norm George went from Cheers is also available? Really? How much is it, like, really expensive? Dude, this is not very good. What do we got? This is yeah. Like, what the fuck? Oh, dude, this is, oh my god. Depends on a celeb and how much of their time you're buying. So I would like imagine 5 seconds from Tom Cruise. He's like, that's $1 million. But then like George, no, a Newman. He's like, that'll be $200. Dude, this is... Now, what's interesting is I used to play the fuck out of this when it initially came out on the SNES, and it was really good. But back then, I did not have immediate access to MAME or the arcade version itself, so this is all we had. So it was really good. But dude, when you go directly from one to the other, oh my god, it's such a change. And also, I first started emulating Killer Instinct proper, like, I would say, like, 2003. So about 8 years after the dust had settled with the SNES version. Ranges from text message to prearranged video call to live conversation. So if I would say $5 for a text, $20 for a prearranged video call, and $100 for, like, put your hand out. Okay, good, I'm out of here. Ordeal. Dude, there's slowdown here. Jesus. Ay, ay, ay. Dude, this is like... Whoop. Supposed to be Ultra Combo! Yeah, dude, this is, oof. Yeah. I like the heartbeats. That's kind of cool, right? You hear that? Peace. Yeah. Alright, back to this one. Holy fuck, dude. God damn! Hey, we just fought her!
Fight already.
Dude! My timing is off. Come on, Brad! I'm trying to get her to... There we go. This is an ultra combo. James Marsters, who play... Yes, I know him. Busted Van Plus is available. I've got someone very special in mind for a birthday greeting from him, as well as a self-professed addict of the show, but I don't know what her contact... I don't know how to help you there. I would say reach out to her on Facebook and be like, hey, man, I got a surprise for you. What's your number? Hold on a sec here. Dude, Jesus. We just saw this on the SNES. Felipe Doctorow, what's up, man? Welcome to direct comparisons between... Then you might be shit out of luck, dudes. dude, the quad. This is still so good. Okay. I remember when this first came out in the arcades, dude. Like, people lost their fucking mind. It's doing some input reading. Awesome combo. Dude, he just input read, motherfucker. Nice. Dude, this is like on the easiest difficulty, too. Ah! Yeah, there we go. This is a fatality, guys, by the way. Every character has a different reaction. Are you ready? Heart attack. That's the name of that fatality. She's the celebrity that like. Oh yeah. James Mercer's. Oh, I see what you just did there, Dukes. You may have to make me think for a second. Yeah. Awesome victory. All right, so let's go back, unfortunately, to the SNES version. I like having this. There. Oh my god, dude. Like, seriously. Oh, yeah. Woof. Dude, this does not compare at all. And what's interesting is this is the same tech that powered Donkey Kong Country. I would assume it's like the same engine and rendering that Rare did for Donkey Kong Country. Now, of course, Donkey Kong Country is a platformer. And Killer Instinct is a fighting game. So, you're going to go about creating it differently. Because, as a side-scroller, you have an entire map of the stage. And there's less input. Like, you're literally just moving, running, and or jumping. And then there's, like, platforms and, effects and enemies and all their intrinsic behaviors. So, when you translate that engine to a fighting game, there's going to be some concessions. I mean, again, on its own, is Killer Instinct on the SNES really a bad game? I would say absolutely not. But as you could clearly see, between both directly comparing the arcade version to the SNES version, like, this is not cool. I can't even, my timing is so different between the two. Everything is just so pared back and stripped down. Come on, Jago. And don't keep looking. There we go. 27 hits. That's the longest combo in the entire game. Let's see what the, did they keep that fatality? Well, did they keep that finisher in there? The one where she flashes? Let's find out. I don't remember. There we go. They left it in! What the fuck? This is not fair, dude. This is not fair!
Jago.
We just did... Okay, good. We just did Jago. Look at the difference!
Fight already.
Jesus Christ! Dude, this is, oh my god!
Master combo.
We gotta do the fatality on him. I don't even think it's safe to say it's a fatality. Ooh. Come on, Jago, I want to show you my titties. Am I dizzy? Ah, no, I'm dead!
Game over.
That sounds like such a...
Continue.
It's like a very negative game over. It's like game over.
Fight already.
Much better. Come on, I want to flash you. Let me flash you. There we go.
Awesome victory.
So she's not really a fighter, she's a stripper. Okay. Alright. Makes sense.
Cinder.
Okay, so we'll pause it here. Dude, this is seriously, this is not a fair comparison with. I thought this would be a good idea. Not really, not a good idea. Good idea in theory, not in execution. Better on paper. Oh, cool, it's aligned. All right. Combo break. Whoa. He's always a pain in the ass to fight, by the way. He's very, very fascinating character. Yikes. Whoops. Sorry about that. There is legit slowdown that happens when you're doing combos. I don't know why that's the case. This doesn't feel that well optimized. Come on, Cinder, let me beat you for the stream's sake, please! Damn it! Yeah, dude, this is a... Ugh. This is a rough conversion, man. God damn. remember his okay, he has a pattern. There we go. Her fierce punch is incredibly strong, man. Now we can attack him with projectiles. There we go. Damn it! He combo break me. It's like a rock paper scissors approach to combo breaking. We got him. There we go. Let's flash in. Oh, dude, come on. They do the eyes on all of them? Really? Oh, my God. Why did I decide to do this today? What a great way to end the week, right? Okay. Back to the arcade version. Jesus, look at the difference. Look at the difference. Look, this is a direct... I have them both running at the same time. I'm just pausing them. Okay? Yeah. That's insane. Yikes. Jesus! Oh my God, man! It's not fair! This is not fair, man. Oh my God. Fireflies! Gotcha! Nice, dude.
Supreme victory. Jeep Thunder.
Okay, so let's see here. So that's let's see if we can get to Chief Thunder on the SNES version. Dude, this is hard. Like, I'm getting ill. I'm getting nauseated going between these two here. I will say, though, I give a lot of credit to the conversion team. Like, trying to pare back something as incredible as the original Killer Instinct to SNES hardware, that's ballsy. And the fact that they did it, it's like, seriously, man, hats off to the arcade, the conversion team, the arcade conversion team. But doing a direct comparison, it's like, yikes, dude. Ah! Ugh. Dude, this is rough. Oh God, this is so rough. This is... I don't want to say this sucks. Comparatively, this sucks. I can't even time my combos. There is like legit slowdown here. Can we defeat Glacius so we don't have to do this again? I hope so. Is this the end of Zombie Glacius? Thank God. This is set to, dude, this is like, this has to be set to easy. Like, ugh. This is totally set to the easiest possible difficulty. Again, I give the team a lot of credit for doing this, but it's just, you can't really, like, you just can't. Like, I mean, dude, again, this is unfair. Like, look at the difference. This is one of my favorite stages, actually. The soundtrack in this is excellent, dude.
Fight already.
This is just, oh. So cool. Another interesting thing about this running through MAME is there's a filter called HLSL. I'm not entirely sure what that acronym stands for. However, what it does is it closely replicates the actual phosphor effect, the ghosting effect that you had on arcade games. Obviously, since they were large, I think they were like 27-inch CRT monitors, cathode ray tube monitors. You had that level of phosphor, and like it was like a subtle sheen that just enveloped the entire screen. And you could clearly tell too the difference between this arcade version here and the SNES version. The SNES version, it's raw pixel count. I always do that with my my emulators. So that's another reason why it looks as rough as it does compared to this, because you can actually see like individual pixels. Here it's masked by HLSL, and it's like, hold on. So if you notice her upswing, you could see the previous 3 frames. You could see the second one easily right there, the one it's diagonal. But if you look really close right underneath, there's that horizontal frame. And that's what HLSL replicates. Pretty cool stuff. I actually, I would emulate without that. And I watched a few videos of like, dude, turn it on. And I'm like, oh my God, what a difference. Like you can kind of see right now, there's a little bit of translucency in between the frames there. And that's what HLSL does.
Ready.
Oh, that goes through fireballs. That's right. Dude, the announcer for this game is fucking incredible. Yeah, we got it!
Game over. Continue. Orchid.
Good.
Thunder.
Oh man, and
Fight already.
the next stage is Saberwolf stage, which the soundtrack to that is fucking crazy. Penis! Sounds like it says penis. Penis! Dude, this is, I saw, I'm not very good at this. I know, like, one combo, one character. I love how he uses his mohawk as, like, an attack. Do the Phoenix! Ah! I am so fucked right now. Police! Oh fuck, I'm still alive! Ah! Damn it! Dude, he's so cool.
Continue.
I don't mind, dude, the sound effects alone make this worth spamming. Who cares?
Thunder. Fight already.
Penis! Ah! And I love how the bridge actually reacts to our movement. That is so cool. Got him. Ah!
Supreme victory.
She is not overly sexualized in any shape or form. Okay. SNES version. Dude, this is not fair. This is so not fair right now. I apologize, man. I'm not trying to be negative or like a pain in the ass in any shape or form, but when you go from certain level of quality to another, it's like, yikes. This is rough, dude. This is so rough. And that's another interesting thing the arcade version did, is it added a sense of scale to the scrolling, so you were scrolling from either left to right, or you were scrolling from like the foreground to the background, or the background to the foreground. Like, they did some pretty wild stuff. They did some pretty wild stuff in the arcade version. I mean, there's transparent fog, right? We got that. Brutal combo. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, dude, this is starting to become not fun. If it was strictly the arcade version, I'd be like in awe the entire time. I don't want to keep doing this! But I want to directly... He's supposed to breathe out fire. I want to directly compare Chief Thunder stage and Saber Wolf stage. They're like, there's a reason why. So we actually have Saber Wolf queued up on both versions next. Ugh. Okay, there we go. We just gotta use the fierce buttons, actually. That's all we gotta do. Really. Because when he jumps in, we could just... Come on, Orchid. Come on, don't let me down. Give it up there, Riptor. Give it up. Ah, I could have got an Ultra on him. Shit, I still have health. 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 We're beating him for comparison's sake. This is set to easiest, okay? And I can't go back now and recheck because, you know. We'll have to do this all over again. I don't want to do that. Come on, this is easiest. What the hell? I will say, though, the reflections on the floor are a nice touch, right? I'm reaching right now. I'm seriously reaching on this. Dude, all he did is Ultra. Nice. Dude, this is, oh my. This sucks. This really sucks. I just want to beat Riptor to get to the next stage, man. There we go. Come on, Orchid. Don't let me down. All right, there we go. I think the AI's like, all right, we beat her enough. Finally! Jesus! All right, so we're going to stick with the SNES version here first. And then we'll get into the arcade version. And there's a very specific reason why I wanted to showcase this. So, this is Saberwolf. Dude. That's cheap. Come on, Saberwolf. Seriously, a combo? That's impossible, dude. Come on. This isn't fixed whatsoever, no! Actually, it's kind of funny. I'm saying fixed, and we're fighting a fucking dog guy. Wolf, dog, same difference. Saber, wolf, saber, dog, fixed. Get it? It's a neuter joke, people! Laugh track! It's cool how he shoots a bat at you. Dude, this is Jesus. Hey, at least the chandelier's there, right? Let's let this burn into your mind for it. Just let this burn into your mind. It's all in your mind, Karen. It's in your mind. All right. This is rough, dude. Seriously, this is rough. So remember, that was the SNES version. Now we're back to the arcade version, and you can see all of the HLSL happening here. This is the same stage, but now the arcade version. Jesus H. Christ on a cross! If you pay close attention to Saberwolf, he's actually dripping blood from his beak or his mouth, whatever you want to say. There we go, baby. Yeah! This is crazy, dude. I don't know. He'd probably want an actual person's bone and milk. See what I did there? Instead of like a milk bone. Milk bones are, let me tell you something, man. When I was a kid, I always enjoyed watching the first 2 Lethal Weapon movies, and then the third one, it was just terrible. But there was the gag they had in Lethal Weapon 3. A belly rub? Nah, he'd bite. He'd want something else, and this is a G-rated stream. Maybe just I don't know. But Mel Gibson was eating milk bones in order to quit smoking. So I always thought it was kind of cute. Obviously, they were they were made for Mel Gibson, unless if he was actually eating like legit milk bones. So like I always just like, whenever somebody had a milk bone, I would just take a nib from it. I wouldn't eat the whole fucking thing, but I would take a nib from the milk bone, and it's actually very dry. It's like eating if cookies tasted like paper and they had no moisture to them whatsoever. That's exactly what a milk bone is. And I would assume Scooby Snacks are the same thing. So if you gave this thing a milk bone, you wouldn't be happy. Ah! We couldn't do the fatality on him! Pepperoni? That's not bacon! Remember that? Bacon bits? Bacon, 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 bacon! The camera was like behind a dog's snout, and he's like running through the house. It's like, it's bacon! That's iconic. Spinal! Alright, so let's go back to this crap. So we'll let this sink in for a second. I mean, dude. Look at the... This is an unfair comparison, man. What was I thinking today? I think the only thing to come out of today was, number one, sigh you're nuts, which is true. But number two, like, holy fuck, look at the difference between the two versions. So I want to point out one thing here. So this is, again, this is via SNES 9X. Now, this is more along the lines of what it would have looked like on a television. So this is bilinear filtering. It's not even it's combo now. So let's see here. Bilinear filtering. So can we do some kind of emulation of what a boob tube used to look like? TV mode. There we go. Oh my god! So this is what it would have... why did this just break? Oh, okay, it was just refreshing. This is kind of what it would look like if it was on an actual television. And this is terrible. We are totally shutting that off. So we want to shut off... That's so much better. Yeah, dude, this is really... This is rough, man. This is so rough. Like, what the fuck? Alright, so hold on a sec here. I'm trying to distance myself as much from this as possible right now. How much would Killer Instinct cost us? And I'm talking about... purchasing this for the SNES. So, let's see here. I'm seeing a bunch of different copies. So if I wanted to go on Amazon to purchase this, well, if you want the cheapo 1-up arcade iteration, it's going to be $700. And if that's actually not bad. Okay, so it's complete in a box, which is actually really cool. And I forgot the fact that the SNES cartridge was black. The only cartridges I could think of that were like that were, I know for a fact Maximum Carnage had a red cartridge. I don't think, hold on. Yes. Okay. So the Link to the Past cartridge was great. Okay. So we had red and black SNES cards. And I don't think there were any other specialized cards, which was actually pretty cool, man. I mean, you know, every cart was gray, but to have like a black cartridge, that was actually pretty cool. Dude, this is really hard to go back to, man. What an unfair comparison. Seriously. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Yo, Bob, what'd you think of the movie? Oh yeah! He liked it. Let's go watch it, guys. Yo, Bob, want to go to the strip club? Oh yeah! Dude, this is depressing. Like, oh my god, this is bad. And here's the thing, like, the SNES is by no far a slouch either. This is a great fucking system. There's so many good games on it. Disney? What? Yikes. How could he have done a combo breaker on that, dude? Oh wait, it's because I used the wrong button. Kick, kick, kick. Yeah! Yeah. Dude, you can clearly see my demeanor just starting to, like, this is really, dude, this is so fucking rough. Whoa! Like, dude, oh man. Oh my god. Now again, I want to clearly state and preface with the fact that when we didn't have the two directly side by side, the SNES version when it came out in '95 was really good. Was really good. But again, when you go back to the arcade version or when you literally directly compare them, like, it's downright unfair. Like, this should not, like, if you were like, okay, we're going to compare it to the one of the best fighting games, but between its console and its arcade counterpart, like, it should be just like a done deal. It's like, nah, dude, just there's no reason to have this hearing. Let's just go with the arcade version. No, we need to hear what people have to say, and people's heads would start exploding.
Fight on. Ready.
Dude, even the wow. Gotcha! That's so cool.
Supreme victory.
If you pay close attention, you actually see her ass. Like, it does that thing that us guys like. Know exactly what I'm talking about. Leave it at that.
Full gore.
Dude, okay, I will say right now, if anybody here watching is familiar with Donkey Kong Country, and there is the industrial stage theme. Let's see here. I'm going to pull this up real quick. What is the name? I gotta go to music. I have a music. World of Nintendo. Donkey Kong Country. Fear Factory. Dude, when you look at the industrial stages in Donkey Kong Country, you could clearly see that Rare was equally inspired to use that same design aesthetic here. Like, this is crazy.
Fight already.
Damn. And I love how he sounds so heavy. He is so cool. Damn, dude. I don't mind losing here, dude. Holy shit. Woo! Bogar's so cool.
Game over. Continue.
And that subtle flourish in the voice change. He's like, when you get a high combo, he's like, combo, king, combo. And then when you lose, it's like, game. Like, such subtleties in audio. This is probably one of the best sounding arcade games I've ever heard. Right next to Mortal Kombat 2. Like, these two easily, I would say they're tied, because there's just such depth to it. This is such a classic, man.
Orchid Fulgore. Fight already.
Dude, he is kicking my ass. Jesus Christ. Woo! Yeah! God damn, dude. Dude, like, seriously, look. Unfair comparison, I know, but arcade version, SNES version. Arcade version, SNES version. I feel like I'm going through, like, some secretive, like, government brainwashing project. Yeah. I mean, the heartbeat sounds cool, right? Am I right? Combo. It's not even TJ Combo anymore, it's Combo. Dude, I'm like, you can see, I'm just like, I can't do this anymore! Ay, dude, yeah, I'm gonna reset this here. Let's just reset game, like, I can't... Ugh. That scrolling is cool, right? That's awesome, isn't it? It's mode 7! Come on, it's mode 7! It's awesome, right? Not compared to the arcade version. Nope. So once again, man, we went to, I mean, timer off, easy combo breakers, 1-star difficulty. Oof. So who do we have first here? Hold on. So who do we have first? Okay, so Orchid and Orchid. So let's do a reset on the arcade version.
Game continue. Killer instinct.
Dude, this is, the music in this is so fucking good. Oof. I could just let this play all day. Dun, 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 dun.
Available for your home in 1995. Only on Nintendo Ultra 64.
Now, this is an interesting Orchid and Evil Twin. This is interesting because they were, I guess at this point, they were still trying to figure out what the Nintendo 64 was supposed to be hardware-wise, right? Like, they weren't sure if it was going to be optical-based or cartridge-based, which, unfortunately, Nintendo went with cartridges, and that kind of solidified their loss against the PlayStation. What's interesting about the PlayStation is it was supposed to be the Super Nintendo PlayStation. It was supposed to be a CD add-on for the SNES, and literally the morning before the trade show, no, the morning of the trade show, I think it was a Consumer Electronics Show. This is like literally 2 years before E3. Nintendo's president couldn't bear the thought of having Sony attached to their name and splitting royalties. So Nintendo was like, fuck you, Sony. Kaz Hirai got screwed. Now, Kaz Hirai, or I think it was Ken Kuretagi, one of those two, I can't remember exactly, but pretty much the guy who designed the sound processing core of the SNES was responsible for the Super Nintendo add-on of the PlayStation. And they're like, you're fired. The day of the show, the morning of the show, they're like, nope, we're cutting ties with you today. So he went on to create the PlayStation, and we all know what happened between the PlayStation and the NC. So coming back full circle to this, Nintendo was still trying to figure out what the Ultra 64 was supposed to be. It was still, at the time, considered to be a Silicon Graphics workstation. I think they were known as SGIs, and they were super expensive back then. So, if you just heard the arcade announcer here talk about available at home for the Nintendo Ultra 64 in 1995. So, what we have here... oh, God. What we have here was originally supposed to be on the Ultra 64. Now, what's interesting is that we have Killer Instinct 64, which also sucks because that took an arcade game that was hard drive based and paired it back to, albeit a more powerful console, but a scaled back console. Yeah, dude, like, it's such a crazy difference. Crazy ass difference. Killer Instinct. And dude, when you were in the arcade, like, look at this! Look at this! When you were in the arcade and you walked by this arcade cabinet with the Attract audio just blaring from the speakers, and again, you never heard anything like this before. You literally stopped and you looked over. There was nothing quite like this in the arcades. And again, the very first arcade game of its kind to have a hard drive. Like, crazy stuff. And what they were able to do with all that extra memory is nuts! Yeah, dude, crazy shit. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Yeah, dude, this is just... I think this is, like... This is the poster child of what you could do with sprite-based animations. And, of course, the key takeaway here is that this is all pre-rendered. So these were all animated and rendered in an SGI workstation, and they turned them into high-quality sprites. This is awesome. Winning streak. Follow me! Yeah, man, this is just,
Killer Instinct.
Will we be fighting Orchid again?
Orchid.
Nope.
Glacius. Fight ready.
trying to do a specific combo there. It's just not working. Yeah, dude, this is the fidelity in this. This is obviously older tech. This has certainly aged, but there's this energy about it that is just undeniable. And, you know, it's really hard going back to the SNES version here due to all of the concessions they had to make, or obviously much weaker hardware. So again, comparatively, like, this is not fair. Like, this is like comparing, like, it's like taking a gallon of milk that you left outside of the refrigerator since, like, 1980 and put a fresh gallon of milk next to it. It's like, it's gonna make you feel ill. It's gonna make you sick, man! But when I first got this, I used to own this on the SNES. Like, this was really cool. I used to play the shit out of this. I remember specifically where I lived. I was living in Ansonia. On the hilltop. And this just came out. I was like, dude, this is so cool. Soundtrack is so good. The soundtrack is actually pretty good here. Yeah, dude, this is I don't want to go this deep with negativity, but comparatively, like, you know what? I think this is actually a better thing to say. Compared to the arcade version, the SNES hardware is pitiful. And I will never use SNES and pitiful in the same sentence ever again. But it's just the fact that the SNES hardware is pitiful compared to the arcade version. And you can't really say that because look at what the arcade version was doing versus what the SNES hardware had. Let's do another quick look up here because I'm literally about to, like, chew on a cyanide pill right now. So let's see here. Killer... Okay, so Killer Instinct arcade game. Okay. Now, let's do another thing here. Booing something for your sister? Cool. SNES hardware. Okay, so. Can I click on the wiki here? Here we go. Okay, so. Let's actually, I'm sorry, SNES, but I love you to pieces, dude. There are just, the more realistic your games are, the more they suffer. So hold on a second.
Raptor.
Dude.
Fight already.
Okay. So that's a good pause right there. Okay, so. Killer Instinct arcade game. Robin Beanland and Green Norgate. Now, I believe Green Norgate did Donkey Kong Country, so we're going between a few pieces of we're going through a piece of hardware, two pieces of hardware, and literally two pieces of software. So Donkey Kong Country. Yep. Robin Beanland is also responsible for Donkey Kong Country's score. David Wise, Ebeline. All right. Proprietary MIPS-based hardware system. Now I'm trying to find specific hardware. Oh, wow. Beanland and Norgate would later go on to compose music in GoldenEye. Okay, here we go. This hardware uses a 64-bit MIPS CPU and the N64 file format for data structure, but not the N64 memory data or graphics technology. And just as I mentioned a moment ago, the game's Attract Mode advertises plans to be available for your home in 1995 only on Nintendo Ultra 64. The game is slated to be part of the North American launch lineup for the system. However, the N64's release was delayed to 96, and the game was later converted to the SNES and the Game Boy. We don't talk about that version. And another thing I was just talking about, the Killer Instinct is the first arcade game to use an internal hard disk drive in addition to the game's ROMs. This allows it to store massive amounts of data, thereby giving it the ability to have more detailed graphics than other games of the genre. And again, as previously mentioned, the game uses pre-rendered sprites and background created with Silicon Graphics workstation computers. The backgrounds are stored as a movie, which adjusts frames based on the player's movements. Interesting. Unlike most, let's see here, the Killer Instinct's R4600 processor is clocked at 100 megahertz. And again, for comparison's sake, the SNES is 3.54, I believe. 3.54 megahertz. So, I mean, yeah, dude. Codenamed Orion, the R4600 is a microprocessor developed by Quantum Effect Design that is implemented in MIPS 3 instruction set architecture. Oh, wow, dude. Okay, that's a little too technical for me. A bit boring. According to Peter Main, Nintendo's VP of Marketing, the game had a marketing budget of 20. Yeah, dude, like this, this game is super special. Killer Instinct was a commercial hit and success. The United States Replay reported to be one of the most popular arcade games in January of 95. The game had received about 500 million plays by May of 95, went on to be one of America's top 5 grossest dedicated arcade games of 90. And they sold 17,000 units. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, dude, Killer Instinct was a big deal when it first came out. Now, the SNES version of the game was also met with positive reviews. Since we're touching upon the SNES version, we have to... Ugh. I'm really sorry. I don't want to be negative here, but it's just really hard remaining upbeat and positive between both versions. So it sold 3.2 million units with more than 150,000 copies sold in the US on release day alone. And more than 1 million copies sold by the 23rd of November 1990. Praise the quality of the port. Also, the game was praised for its combo system, soundtrack, and controls. GamePro, God, I used to love it, criticized that the SNES version suffers from a lower frame rate than the arcade version and is also missing some of its best sounds and graphical effects, and complained that the combo system makes it easy for experienced players to defeat newcomers with a single chain of hits. They concluded that this version of Killer Instinct isn't flawless, but surprisingly addictive and fun to play. 4 reviewers from EGM, my favorite, were divided, with Andrew Baran commenting that while it's a nice attempt on the SNES, it wasn't the same as the arcade version, whereas the other 3 declared it a superb translation, which has lower quality graphics and sound, but retains its content, playability, and overall feel. They scored it a 7 3/4 out of 10. I agree with that. I think that's fair. Peter Video Games gave the game a score of 93%, adding, Rare weren't lying when they said the home version would play better than the coin-op. No one realized they were talking about the SNES. Oh, really? So they actually did something here, I did not realize this, that allowed it to do 512 colors at once, giving it extra sheen. And as I said about Killer Instinct on the Game Boy, EGM unanimously concluded it to be, quote, an arcade translation that should never have been attempted on the Game Boy. I remember the reviewer, Sushi X, like, he wanted, if you gave him a Game Boy, he would, like, shoot it. They scored it a 2.5 out of 10. GamePro, in contrast, declared it to be second only to the Game Boy version of Street Fighter II among portable fighting games. Now, remember, GamePro was also more of, like, a kid-friendly magazine, and EGM was more of an adult-focused magazine. And my personal paradigm, like, flipped 180 because as a kid, idolized games. Like, I remember I would talk to my cousin Kevin every Monday and Friday. I don't know how that came about, but we used to talk together every Monday and Friday. And, like, we would, whoever purchased the issue of GamePro first would, like, call the other one up and just go on and on about it on the phone. I remember reading reviews to my cousin Kevin on the phone. And then as I got older, I started preferring EGM. So, let's see what we got. Let's wrap up the stream here. Let's do like a couple of matches here, and then we'll do a couple of matches on the arcade version. And we'll... Ah, shit, I didn't do it! Oh! So let's see what happens. Oh, she gets jealous! That's right! I forgot about that. Dude, not for nothing, but in all honesty, if you wanted to make a real-world quantifiable comparison, it's like going from, like, a Lamborghini Murcielago, if I hope I'm saying that right, to, like, a rusted-out 1984 Volkswagen Beetle. The Volkswagen Beetle got charm, man, but it's rough by comparison. Jesus. That's the only time I'll ever put those two comparisons back-to-back. Or in the same sentence, I should say. What? He's not dead? Kicked him in the face. Ha! Dude, my Aunt Lucy used to have a VW bug, and it was this gunmetal gray. It wasn't glossy. It was gunmetal gray, slightly rusted, but she fixed it out to be like a dune buggy. So the rear canopy on the motor was removed, and it had a big exhaust port that went to the top right, and it had a cage around the engine. The front tires were stock, but they had their own specific, like, off-road rims, and the rear tires were dune buggy tires. And she drove a stick shift. I think all VW bugs were manual back in the day, but I remember that car specifically. Like, I don't know what it is. There's not a lot of things I remember back from when I was in California. I remember where I used to live. I remember going to school. I remember quite a few things, but one of the things that stands out most to me was my Aunt Lucy's VW bug. Yeah. That thing was fucking awesome, dude. Like, I remember specifically, she used to live in Pomona, I think. Right by a drag strip. And I remember, you know, she would always go out and, like, I would always go with her. Of course, I was like 5 years old, summer vacation. And I remember we, like, made a turn and it was too close to, like, a rock wall, but she just drove up it and the car went to, like, a 45-degree angle like this. And we just... And I was like, oh, Lucy, that's so cool. Yeah, man, my Aunt Lucy was fucking awesome. She was a great person. She really was. Who needs to do combos? You just cheese it. What the fuck, dude? What is this crap? Yeah. Okay, so we fought Thunder before. Like, seriously, dude, this is such an unfair comparison. All right, we'll wrap up at 2 matches here, and then we'll call it a day. Yeah, baby, got it. You only ever pass through California, San Francisco, and the Los Angeles airports. Oh, so that was before Hawaii. Interesting. I remember we lived in Ontario, California, West Delaney Drive, right by El Camino Elementary School. And I went there from kindergarten to second grade before we moved back to the States. So I was there for like 4 years. And it's funny because people are like, Ontario, isn't that Canada? It's like, yes, but Ontario, California. It is, I think, 50 miles east of Los Angeles. And yeah, I could like go to Google right now and just look it up. It's actually pretty cool. But yeah, good times, man. Like it's kind of indifferent looking back at it as a whole, but overall it was pretty cool. And I have a lot of fond memories. Wahoo from the mid 70s. Oh, dude, I could only imagine how it was back then. That must have been pretty fucking awesome. Like, wow. That's so cool. Damn, dude! Ah! Son of a bitch! He did his ultra. Ultra! See? Here it is. Orchid. Reptor. Dude, the announcer is just like... I would imagine the auto team's like, come here, John. You're our Killer Instinct guy. Now, just picture in your mind, you're really passionate, you're full of energy, and the mood of the match will temper like your voice. So if you're winning, you're like, yeah. And if you're, I never thought of that. This is what happens after he leaves Geico. Holy fuck. And then they're like, and when you lose, you're just like really upset. And he's like, okay, anything else? And they're like, well, we're going to give you some extra energy. And they just punch him straight in the balls. That's why he's so damn passionate. Because he's like, I'm hurting. Ultra good. Actually, I totally agree with you, but he's more like Velociraptor based. I mean, like, dude, what? The roster here, you have like a killer cyborg, you have like an Indian, like a Native American. You have a hot chick, you have a ninja, you have an ice and a flame character, you have a dinosaur, and then you have a two-headed character called Idol, who's a Cyclops. I mean, like, on paper, it's like all of your childhood fantasies were vomited onto a piece of design document, and they just went with it. But it's so good. Damn, dude. Yeah.
Supreme victory.
That's not dramatized sexually in any shape or form. No, it ain't.
Orchid.
Fight on.
Fight on. Ready.
I love the way the camera moves around. All right. Nah. Yeah, dude, like this is unfair. So let's see here. Can we do hold on. I want to see something. Hold on just one second. Who are we fighting first here?
Orchid.
Nope.
Dago. Fight on.
Yikes. All right, everybody. I'm going to leave it here. It's just about 2:30. I always end my stream around 2:30 on Saturday. The lady and I got to go out and do some errands, so I'm gonna leave it here. But goddamn, man, what a difference! I'm gonna leave it here. What a difference between the SNES and arcade game quality. I will give the dev team for the SNES version of Killer Instinct a lot of credit. They had to pare back a lot, and I can only imagine like their level of excitement when they're like, "Hey, we got it to work," but then they look at what the arcade version provided compared to their offering. There's literally like there's no contest. But it was a really interesting stream, to say the least, to directly compare Killer Instinct and between the arcade version and the console version. So thank you, dudes. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody. I'll catch you all on Monday. If there are any changes, please pay attention to when I flag everybody in the Discord. I made my community for a reason, and whenever there's something important going on, please take note when I flag everybody. So if there are any changes with what's currently going on, I'll put in everyone in the Discord, but otherwise it is currently business as usual until things need to change up slightly. So I'll see you all on Monday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Be safe, stay warm, and well fed. I'll catch you later.